Hello everyone, Curtis White here from the CannondaleCyclocrossWorld.com team, and today we are at one of the most iconic cyclocross races in the world, at the World Cup Namur on the slopes of the Citadel in Belgium. Now, no matter the conditions, this course always seems to deliver the best racing, and the course layout more or less stays the same from year to year with the exception of a few small changes, but the course and conditions are always epic. A notable factor is that this is normally a heavy course with mud, and with the course getting torn up every year, more roots and rocks become exposed and create potential threats to equipment. Now, a lot of these roots and rocks are hidden under the mud, so it's important to really take the time to inspect the danger points. Now, today, I chose to run Challenge Limas tires at 22-23 psi. And we're starting the lap at the finish, and you'll notice that the start line isn't there. And this is one of the few races that the start is not on the finish straight, and we'll see it later in the lap as we climb back up the Citadel. So catching up a bit here, we had a hard-packed infield going by pit 1, up over the flyover with the stairs, which is a new addition, down that descent with a bit of brake chatter you'll notice, coming up ahead, bending to the right. Sketchy descent we had last year where we saw a lot of crashes, a lot of roots under there. Last year we went to the right, down a cobble descent. Now we bend left, going back up the climb. You'll notice that the momentum wants to take you right, but the hard-packed surface to maintain traction is on the left, so try to scrub your speed a little bit, cut that corner a little bit sharper so you can stay in that left line. Now maintain your momentum coming up over this climb. It's really about muscling the bike up and over, maintaining traction. Now as we approach the top here, we cut right in this rut, and we're dropping into this wicked gnarly off-camber descent. We have a slick corner coming right. Now we drop into this rut, and the preferable line by many was to dismount and run this hairpin corner onto the cobblestones. And this transition was very slick, and even with running, as many of us had some kind of toe spikes in for today, it was slick. Now I'm looking back here just to see what the preferable line is. It looks like everyone's running it. It's a really tricky part of the course, so not much more to inspect. So remounting here, and for the next couple hundred meters, it's a real diesel effort as we're on these heavy cobblestones here. It's really hard to get traction, harder to stand up, so you're really sitting down and really grinding out the power. Like I said earlier, this is a real diesel part of the course, so it's really important not to overextend and really go into the red zone for these next couple sections, because the next few technical sections are really difficult and important to nail. Here we see the champion, Mathieu van der Poel, come by, and I'm going to be hopping on the wheel of Kevin Kuhn from the Tormen Cyclocross team on the left, and Timon Rugg for the Swiss Racing Academy on the far right. And we're just catching our breath here. And we'll see Mathieu take the lead going into this off-camber section. Here we have a hairpin to the left. You have to hop these little cobblestone curb here into that rut. And after this section, it's really about gaining your momentum through these ruts here and finding your right line. Now, there are a couple different options into this off-camber, low, high, and middle. I preferred the middle line because it was a little bit wider. We see Van der Poel choose that. Both Timon and Kevin both come back up, and you'll start to see just how fast and composed you need to be. There are a couple ruts in this off-camber here, but just to follow the speed and finesse of Van der Poel, it's really challenging. You just saw Timon lose a little bit, have to take the foot out, tripod. Now this next section, it's important to try and keep your momentum through that corner. A couple people were able to swing wide and ride that and maintain traction, but the most consistent way through this section was to dismount at the corner and run. There wasn't much of a variation with riding versus running, but I think it was a bigger effort to ride this section. Now as we approach the top, there's a quick remount, and we're getting back up to speed for yet another quick run-up. You can carry your momentum a little bit further to the right up this, but to the left or more to the middle, there were some more noticeable footholds you can keep your traction momentum with running. So at the top, we have a quick remount. As we approach the top, you'll see my mechanic Mike Berry waiting with a gun pump to adjust tire pressure if need be. But we're dropping down this steep chute. I preferred the line in the middle as it was set up better for the exit, whereas the line a little further to the right shoots you across to the left, and there was a post right there that could potentially catch your bars. We saw in the women's race Denise Betsema make that mistake, and that was a little bit of a tricky section. But now we have a fast descent where we have a quick opportunity to recover. Now try to keep your momentum through this hook to the right, get in a couple of pedal strokes, and dismount for yet another steep run-up. After that moment of rest, Keep the feet quick up here, maintain good form, shouldering the bike, and you have good footholds to the left. If you're really tired, you can use the banner to pull yourself up. But we're really about 2 minutes from the finish line at this point. Now we go under this flyover, set the bike down onto the pavement. You can kind of kick your cleats to make sure you're getting any mud or small rocks out of your cleats. Through these little bottlenecks here, bending to the left, back to the right. And after this 180 to the left, we're coming by pit 2. And this is really the side I preferred to pit on, as we have a longer pavement section coming up and a long climb up to the top of the Citadel. And I preferred to have a lighter machine just to get up that climb. It's really the faster part of the course that you really had to maintain most of your momentum with. But we're also coming back onto the pavement here, and we're passing the actual start straight here. And you'll kind of see this is a slight downhill into the climb up to the top of the Citadel. So it's a really fast approach for the first lap. First time you come up this in the start, it's a full gas effort and you're coming into this climb. We have a little curb to hop here, and you're coming at it with all this momentum and you're feeling fresh. But this is another part of the course that shows just how important not going into the red is. You can ride this climb maybe 10-15 seconds faster with a full gas effort, but you'll have to recover for the entire rest of the lap. This is a real diesel course, and you have to respect that. You really have to race the course before you start racing your competitors here. If you lose the race against the course, you've already lost against your competitors. So I'm trying to go all the way to the left to find that traction under that leafy layer. It's a little hard packed here. And again, look for alternate lines in pre-ride just to see where good traction is, or if you're pushed out of your preferred line. Now we go up the steep ramp at the top to the right, get back up to speed on this pavement section. And we're really at the highest point of this course, and it's all downhill from here to the finish. We have a little moment for recovery here, just getting back up to speed, shaking out the legs from that big effort up the climb. After a brief moment of recovery, we have a sharp right here. Mind the gravel in that turn makes it a little sketchy. Now we have a little descent on choppy pavement. It's single file through here. It's pretty straightforward. But we have a sharp turn to the left. Hop this curve a little bit. 180 back up the hill. Muscle the bike, try to get back up to speed. And this turn really caused a little bit of chaos in the first lap, and typically does every year. And you have a lot of riders trying to come in, jockey for position, and you have a single file line, and at some point people are going to start running to try and move up or avoid the chaos. So if you're further back than 7th or 8th place, plan on running it. But every other lap it's pretty consistent to ride that. So we get another brief moment of recovery down this chute over these routes. Now again, be careful of this section. It's really worthwhile to go back and look at this section because the roots do create a lot of risk for your equipment, for your tires. So just make sure you're handling that section with finesse. Really study that. Down that chute, 180 to the right. We're only a couple hundred meters from the finish, and it's really all downhill from here. We're on this gravel descent, a little bit of a rut bending to the right. We'll bend back to the left, hop over the pavement, hop a curb, slick turn to the left. And again, really maybe 150 meters from the finish at this point. Now we have one more slick turn until the finish, 180-degree turn to the right here. Just up ahead, I'm going to swing by my mechanic to change the tire pressure. But we're a little over 100 meters from the finish line at this point, and that's really the course. It's a notoriously heavy course that requires a lot of patience and composure to race the entire way through. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more videos through the season and share with your friends. You can visit curtisjwhite.com/inthered for more content. Take care, stay healthy, keep riding, and we'll catch you next in Essen for the Robotland Cyclocross.